Alright, kia ora, how you guys doing? Just prior to the break there, checked out a new music video from Robbie Riviera featuring Fast Eddie. Let me sip my drink. And if Little Wayne was here, it'd probably be let me sip my drink, but he's not, so it was sip my drink. And before that, we had a new one from the Bloody Beetroots. That was Butter. Kind of like reminiscent of like an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie there, like Total Recall or something, like the guy chasing the girl chasing the guy. Couldn't quite figure out what's going on. They might need to watch that a couple more times. Yes. Tonight, coming at you from Incoherent, legendary venue here, Karangahape Road, Auckland's Club Strip event here tonight. DJ ZINC. We caught up with the man himself, the very man himself, DJ ZINC. The interview was just so dope that we've split it into two. So if you're feeling what The Rock is cooking in the upcoming interview, make sure you're watching next week for part 2. It's as easy as that. Let's find out what's happening with DJ ZINC. All right, how you guys doing? I am sitting here with legendary producer and DJ ZINC. How are you this evening, mate?
Very good, thanks, bro.
Thank you very much for taking the time out travelled all the way from the UK today to our finals here on Aotearoa. You're not feeling too jet lagged?
No, I'm all jet, no lag.
I like that, ready to rock and roll, awesome. Well, I wanted to kick off at the start. I'm aware that in your early days pioneering into the dance music scene back in the day, you had involvement with pirate radio. Now, pirate radio's semi-unfamiliar to me here in New Zealand. Maybe I'm just a baby, but is it anything to do with ships? What's it about?
The ship, actually, the first big pirate radio stations in England were broadcast from ships in the coast so that the authorities couldn't get to them. That was one called Radio Caroline, and most of the big DJs then went on to be big Radio 1 DJs. But no, now pirate radio means illegal radio, so it's unlicensed, a bit unorganised. But I still do pirate radio now. I do a show usually every other week on a station called Rinse, and they are very organised, very good. So I love pirate radio. Really important. Pirate radio has been very important with the development of music in the UK.
Is pirate radio always proven kind of a breaking point perhaps for music that might not have received commercial radio airplay, etc., and allowed artists to kind of canvas themselves like that?
Yeah, exactly, definitely. The thing is with pirate radio, it responds immediately to what people, there's no playlists or anything like that. It's just the kids or the DJs can play exactly what they want without any reservations or having to clear it or any of that sort of stuff. And the DJs can get on the stations really quickly and easily. So it moves really quick. Like Rinse was the first station to play dubstep that I heard of anywhere. And their first one to play funky. And so yeah, it moves really quicker than the mainstream radio.
I like the Wikipedia explanation for pirate radio: illegal or unregulated radio transmission. Very scientific there. Now, I started DJing back in 1995. I remember the first albums I purchased, Far Side, Lab Cabin California double, as well as another jungle title on the Emotive label, and DJ ZINC, Reach Out on True Players. True Players, was that your label?
Yeah, that was a label I started with Hype and Pascal in '96, and we did that until 2002.
And you guys, I mean, back in the day, I know the vinyl probably doesn't sell as well as it used to. Partly, I think, because it's made of petroleum byproducts, which is expensive. And no, it's not that. Why these days do you think the vinyl's not selling like it used to?
Because of MP3s, basically. Yeah, I think that the technology has moved on, and vinyl. I used to love vinyl, and I used to play vinyl, but I don't play vinyl anymore. I prefer the technology of digital, storing music digitally, and I think people, if you can get an MP3 for 79 pence or free even, versus buying a bit of vinyl, I don't think people are going to buy the vinyl. Only rich people or people that really are sentimental about the sort of vibe of it. But for me, I switched to digital, no problem.
I like that. We always refer to sort of vinyl as like a child that's been lost or something like that. It's kind of sad. I mean, how many units back in the day, at say the height of the True Players label sales, how many units were you selling of like your hottest 12s?
In between 10 and 20,000. Generally, of most of the releases. And
is that reflected these days to date through like the electronic cuts that you sell via like iTunes and Beatport electronic, outlets?
Yeah, I think it's impossible to know how your music is going because so much of it is copied. But But yeah, I think that the digital is catching up. I don't know really. It's hard to say because, you know, it's different tunes and different. If you say a drum and bass track now, the drum and bass scene is not the same as it was in '96, and there's not as many. You know, there's different variables. But I think there's more interesting music than ever before.
What formats are you embracing? Obviously, you mentioned that you're not playing the vinyl as much anymore. Are you sort of rocking the CDJs, or are you on Serato technology, something like that?
Yeah, I use Serato with vinyl to control it. But yeah, I use Serato. I really like Serato. It's the best solution for me at the moment of the stuff that's on the market.
There is like a mosquito hunting us in here. How did a mosquito get inside? That's so random. Tell us about your hit track. It is the jungle. How fitting we're speaking to you. Tell us about your hit track, 138 track that came out in the year 2000. Kind of quite groundbreaking at the time, and still something that's current to date. You know, people have classed the track as quite a seminal release. Tell us about your the concept behind 138 track and these bloody mozzies. Man, we're going to be going on a 138 track soon through the jungle to get rid of the mozzies. Tell us about the track, ZINC.
That track was a track that I did at the end of an EP. I did an 8-track drum and bass EP, and I wanted to do a tune that kind of showed versatility, basically. So I made that, and I sent it to a lot of breakbeat DJs, and no one came back to me except for one of my mates said, oh, you know, he quite liked it. But all of the big DJs, I didn't get any response or anything. And then the pirate radio DJs picked up on it. The kids, the grime kids, and the sort of UK garage kids picked up on it and started playing it. And then it kind of snowballed from there. And then it ended up in the top 40. And it was cool for me because it kind of showed me that I could do stuff in different genres, and people would actually take notice. I thought if I made a track like a breakbeat track, people would not pay any attention. So it kind of opened a few doors for me. It was cool.